Hello everyone. In my last video, I told you about Microvita. In Hindi, they are known as Sukshma Jivanu. So today, I'll be telling you more something about Microvita. So before that, let's understand what is the meaning of Krimi and how is it related to Microvita. See, Krimis are basically microscopic organism. You can say microbe, germ, or parasite. So they are very minute living beings, especially the crude form of life at the starting stage of creation, and they are the most elementary expression of life. And Krimi is a unicellular creature, or you can say they are unicellular creatures. They divide their nuclei and multiply into two or more forms, and they have no sex difference, and thus there is no distinction between ovum and spermatozoa. So you can say that these are the creatures of the primordial stage of creation in this expressed world. So these creamies, they do not always remain in the same form, and the form they have at the time of their birth, it undergoes a radical change. The changes in their forms and sizes take place stage by stage, and these stages of metamorphosis are not the same in all the cases. So all the creamies and but all the creatures of this group are not of the same type. Some are born from eggs, subsequently taking the form of larvae, which undergo external metamorphosis and acquire their final form as flying creatures. As they have an orderly growth, it is divided into subsequent stages. So they are called creamies in Sanskrit. So, as I already told you that Microvita, they do not belong to the category of creamies. So, Microvita at the crudest level helps in the formation and guidance of creamies. So, at the subtler end, Microvita guide human thoughts, ideas, genius, and even spirituality. Microvita works at both the lowest crude level, like that of creamies, and it works at the highest subtle level too, like human mind and spirituality also. So, if I say about Microvita, they do exist, they multiply, they die, but unlike creamies and other organic and psychic beings, they are not directly related to carbon atoms or carbon molecules. Carbon atoms or carbon molecules has nothing to do with Microvita. They are so subtle, even subtler than creamies. So if we talk about creamies, they can only survive at particular certain temperature and under specific barometric conditions. So if there is an extreme temperature or air pressure variation, they will perish. And as compared to Microvita are not subjected to barometric conditions, and creamies live, grow, and decay within the scope of the five fundamental factors, whereas the cruder variety of Microvita functions within the realm of the five inferences. You can say five fundamental factors. So we can say that in any adverse condition like adverse temperature and barometric conditions, no creatures can go to other planets under normal conditions. These creamies are unicellular creatures, and they depending upon their shapes and sizes, creamies can live in the stones or any other solid matter. So, but they normally remain in water and other subtle fundamental factors. So, therefore, it is very important for human beings to ensure that their water and air remains pure. So, therefore, the purity of the earth should never be neglected. And as a result of air and water pollution, the number of these types of creamy, particularly disease carrying germs and bacteria, is on the constant increase and getting beyond the control of human beings. But if we talk about Microvita, as they don't have any direct relationship to the pollution, and they do have you can say indirect relationship. Even though if the earth, water, air, they all are not polluted, microvita will still be produced. So microvita of a circular variety may function within the scope of crude mind stuff, that is your Kamiana kosa. So their collective good thoughts can check the flow of negative microvita, and for this mental and physical development are indispensable in collective life. And very interesting thing is that we have enemy microvita all around us, and it is intellectually and spiritually advanced people, through their thoughts they can destroy or resist the movement of enemy microvita. But if sinful people continue to create newer and newer microvita in their psychic sphere, there will always they will there will always remain the possibility of the creation of subtler forms of negative microvita. So I mean to say that there should be a purity in our thoughts also. If we have pure thoughts, spiritual thoughts, they will give rise to positive microvita, and which are beneficial for everyone. So if we have crude negative thoughts, so they will give birth to negative microvita, and if their number increases, it can be very harmful. So these microvita can cause immense harm in the collective sphere, not only of different planets, but but of the entire cosmos. As I told you that along with negative microvita, there are positive microvita also, and all microvita are not the enemies of human beings. Some are uh, inimical, some are friendly, and some are neutral. Similarly, some Krimis, or you can say germs, are inimical, some are friendly, and some are neutral. These microvita are so powerful that they can be created not only with particular thought, whether they are negative thoughts or positive thoughts. They can travel and can have effect on us through sound, smell as well. So let me give an example. Let's take an example of milk. See, milk is turned into curd through microvita. There is no particular virus, but the process of converting milk into curd is just because of microvita. It's a very new term for everyone, and I'm sure that you must be surprised to know what I'm talking about. So for all about, it is said that for about 48 hours, these microvita remain in positive form. But if curd remains exposed to heat for more than 48 hours, then the positive microvita decompose and change into negative microvita. And this is why, curd can be eaten up to 48 hours after it has become ready for consumption. Later, after 48 hours, when curd emits rancid smell, it is unfit for human consumption because it is infested with negative microvita. See how detailed things have been told by Shri Shri Anandmurtiji. So I think it's really very, I mean, it's very surprising, see, to learn so many new things. So this is the reason how microvita affects us. So, as long as there is positive microvita in curd, it is more useful and nutritious than milk. See, it is all a play of microvita. For example, suppose any human being, if they eat, if one eats rotten flesh of cow, goat, or fish, so one may immediately die. And a human being may be attacked with cholera, but a crow, jackal, or vulture will not be harmed if it consumes rotten flesh because of the presence of microvita. Human beings cannot digest such foods containing negative microvita if it is compared to these animals like crow, jackal, or vulture. So this is because of physical constitution. Our physical constitution and the physical constitution of these animals is entirely different. Some non-vegetarians can some non-vegetarians can even digest stinking foods such as cooked dried meat, dried fish, etc. But strict vegetarians will definitely become sick if they eat such food. So this particular discourse on microvita and Krimi was given by Shri Shri Anandmurtiji on 13th September 1987 in Kolkata. I hope you learned something new. So thank you very much.